Governor Kathy Hochul, she is giving some big financial relief to New York City ahead of Mayor Zohran Mamdani's presenting his first budget today.
But is it enough, Robert Moses?
Yeah, they still have a big budget gap to close despite this infusion of state money, Rosanna and Tina. Mayor Zohran Mamdani is set to present his first preliminary budget this afternoon at 1:30 down at City Hall, which will provide a window into his priorities. By law, the budget has to be balanced, meaning that revenues must equal or exceed spending. Ahead of that presentation at City Hall this afternoon, yesterday, Governor Kathy Hochul announced she is giving the mayor $1.5 billion in state money over the next 2 fiscal years to help plug the city's 2-year deficit of $7 billion. So do the math. That means the city still must close a $5.5 billion hole. The governor didn't exactly write the mayor a blank check to spend as he pleases. Instead, she said included in that $1.5 billion is $300 million specifically for youth programming, $60 million for public health, and $500 million for, quote, shared priorities to be determined in subsequent discussions.
New Yorkers are used to fighting between the governor and the mayor. What you're seeing now is a semi-coordinated non-fight to accomplish some of the goals that both the governor and the mayor have. She's trying to get ahead of, rallies and pushes and cornering around tax the rich. On the flip side, he gets all this money that mayors don't usually get to do with and use for programs that he's been campaigning on. It seems like a win for him. It seems like a win for her, and hopefully it's a win for New York State taxpayers as well.
And speaking of taxpayers, despite the mayor's pleas, the governor has resisted calls to raise taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers as she runs for re-election. While Mamdani renewed his call for raising taxes last week on Tin Cup Day in Albany, he is notably not expected to attend a Tax the Rich rally in Albany that's scheduled for next week. The president of the Citizens Budget Commission urged Mamdani to focus on belt tightening to close the remaining budget gap.
Increasing taxes risks alienating businesses who create jobs and wealthy New Yorkers who actually fund a lot of our schools, our cops, our sanitation. So let's dig into all the agencies and find the spending that's not improving New Yorkers' lives and shrink it.
In other news from City Hall, the mayor has appointed Christina Farrell as Emergency Management Commissioner. She's a veteran of the agency, most recently serving as first deputy commissioner under Zach Iscol, who hoped for her promotion in this very studio a week ago today.
She's amazing. She's worked for the city since the Giuliani administration. She's worked for our agency, I think, for 26 years, incredibly capable. I think she would be fantastic.
And as you can see, Iscol was sitting in this very chair when he made that wish, and he got his wish. And the city now has an experienced hand who is in charge of emergency planning, response, and recovery. Really important job, especially since disaster can befall the city at any moment.
Okay, thank you for that update. Appreciate it.